Man, it's your boy Skinny from the 9, Big Skinny, not the mini. Back at y'all another video. Like, subscribe, share, comment, turn the post notifications on so you guys can see when I upload a new video because YouTube doesn't tell you. Now, let's talk about it, man. Yella Beezy. Okay, I've been seen all over the internet about, he apparently, allegedly was had something to do with Mo3's death. He paid a hitman to kill Mo3. Now, before we talk about Yella Beezy, I want to share my personal experience with Yella Beezy, okay? I know Yella Beezy in real life. So look, me and Yella Beezy were signed to the same label, right? Hitco. He was signed to L.A. Reid. I was signed to L.A. Reid. I was the first artist L.A. Reid has signed to Hitco. A lot of people don't know this, okay? So I was the first signed artist officially to Hitco, and they signed a lot of other artists, right? Throughout, like within a few months. One of the artists they ended up signing was Yella Beezy. Okay, I done seen Yella Beezy in passing. We chopped it up. I ain't know much of him, right? He didn't even have the song he got now. The It's All On Me, baby. That wasn't even out, right? He didn't even have that song out yet. Back When I Was Broke was out. That shit was buzzing. That was like already like at a few maybe like 5 mil, 10 mil. Okay. There was a concert, right, that every Hitco artist had to attend, right? That was in the stipulations in the contracts that there'll be some shows that the label is throwing that you have to perform at no cost, right? Because a lot of artists, we eat through our shows. But they were going to cover the cost of performance, like the stage setting and, outfits and, transportation, depending where you're at that time when that show was happening, right? Now, one of the shows that was going to be happening was, a Hitco show, a private Hitco show. And basically who was going to be attendance was all the powerful people behind Hitco, like the investors. So like the rich white people in suits that you don't see, right? Everybody who's invested in the Hitco. So this is millionaires, billionaires, right? People that you don't even know about, that you don't even hear of, right? Like a bunch of secret people, right? It's part of the music industry. They were gonna be in attendance to this show, right? And basically, it was going to kind of be like a contest, right? It was going to be like a contest of like who had the best performance or who the investors and the whole Hitco team liked the most, right? The performance they liked the most. So, right, it was Skinny from the 9, Yella Beezy, Ruby Rose. I forgot the other girl's name. What's her name? I forgot her name, right? A few other people, right? Now, Hitco, I was in good graces with Hitco. Everybody in Hitco loved me, right? Just because of my demographic and just everybody I appealed to at the time, right? So I was already told I was going to win, right? And this was detrimental to my career because basically whoever won this show / contest, they were going to be the ones where the label was going to max out their budget on. You was going to get a lot of incentives, right? A lot of special treatment, a lot of, you was going to go mainstream, right? I was like not at the mainstream point yet, but like back when I was broke was buzzing, the whole world knew who I was. So it was like guaranteed that you were going to make that transition to mainstream. You was going to get all the radio play. You was going to get all the features. You was going to be at them parties, them secret Illuminati parties. You was going to shake hands with everybody. Like that was the one, right? And I was already told I was going to win. So long story short, probably like 2 days before the show, that's when I catch the kidnapping, right? I catch the kidnapping, and unfortunately, I missed the show because, obviously I was locked up for 4 months. So guess who won the show? Guess who the label chose as their forefront? Yella Beezy. And sure enough, what happened? The On Me song got a bunch of remixes. The On Me song went mainstream. And he ended up becoming that guy, right? And yeah, man, I remember just being locked up and just getting the call from L.A. Reid and Aaron Reid and everybody like, yeah, man, like, we gave it to Yella Beezy. But, we're wishing on your return. And, when you get home, things going to be cracking. And, unfortunately, that didn't happen. But, it ain't no beef with Yella Beezy. I've never spoke to him ever again. But, after seeing everything that happened, man, free Yella Beezy, though, right? They're saying that him and Mo3 was beefing. And, I don't really know they beef, bro. I'm not even that familiar with Mo3, right? I just remember when I heard about it that Mo3 got killed. But my whole thing is that I guess the shooter that killed Mo3 is going to testify that Yella Beezy paid me to do this. And that's a little different from Lil Durk's murder for hire, because I don't know if the shooters in Lil Durk's case are telling. I'm trying to remember. I mean, they said OTF Jam was telling, but, I haven't really heard too much of it. It hasn't been like set in stone that, like, this guy killed Quando Rondo's cousin and he's going to tell, saying that Lil Durk made me do it. So I don't know about that one, but for this Yella Beezy murder for hire, like, I've already seen the paperwork. Like, this guy is 100% gonna take the stand and say Yella Beezy paid me to do it. Now, I'm not a lawyer, okay? I don't really know how could you even defend this, right, in court? Because, like, if this guy actually killed Mo3 and he's gonna take the stand and say, well, Yella Beezy paid me to do it, I don't see what a lawyer could say to defend that, right? Like, especially if he got text messages and receipts and stuff like that. Like, and you know what else that tells you, though? That means that Yella Beezy ain't keep his end of the bargain, right? Because, like, if this guy, got X amount of money to kill Mo3, and now you telling, obviously, bro, like, that money stopped coming. The money stopped coming, or payments wasn't made, or Yella Beezy ain't hold his end of the bargain. So now, this is where it comes to the street politics stuff, right? Do you think this person who's telling on Yella Beezy is wrong? If Yella Beezy didn't keep his end of the bargain, can you really call this man a rat? Right? Does it even matter if he's a rat? Because we hearing so much stuff about street guys telling that it doesn't even matter no more, right? And is Yella Beezy wrong if he didn't keep his end of the bargain? Does Yella Beezy deserve to be in jail? Should Yella Beezy be praised if you ain't feed your wolves, right? If you didn't feed the wolves, they're going to make you a plate, right? There ain't no rules to this, bro. And that's what I want people to understand in life, bro. There ain't no rules to this street shit, man. It's every man for himself, okay? And I had to learn that the hard way because, like I said, man, when I was fighting that kidnapping, guess what? I got told on. I got snitched on, bro. Somebody told on me, and I went to jail for a kidnapping. So that just shows you, bro. And this was a street nigga that told on me. So that just shows you, bro, what's going on in the world and people's mentality nowadays, that they don't care. They literally don't care. Like, it is what it is. You feel me? So, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments. And peace.